Hello, in this video I want to talk about how to create a partition and how to format them and how to mount them. Also, I'm talking about LVM, which in case if we have more than one hard disk, like two or three or more, or like a scenario in we have one hard disk but we are dealing with lack of space and now we want more space, so we attach a new hard disk, so got to do the LVM. To know what is LVM, I think this picture explained it really well. It goes by layer, it started from the bottom. So it's physical devices. There's two hard disks in this case, in this example. So we have two hard disks. Linux name consider them or recognize them as SDB and SDC. So we have two hard disks, and each hard disk has two partitions. We partition them like two partitions. So SDB1, SDB2, SDC1, and SDC2. So in total we have four partitions from two hard disks. But Linux wants them all in one hard disk. So the way we do them, we put them in all in one volume group. So all four partition will be one volume group, and this volume group can be considered as one hard disk. Okay, so let's say we have three hard disks or four hard disks, and we partition them. Again, we add them all in one volume group, which will be one hard disk considered as one hard disk. And this volume group, then we can divide them by logical volume. So this will be actual partitions, and then we format them with the file system xt3. Here we're going to do xt4, and then we mount them, and then we allocate those logical volume, the mounted value of the logical volumes, to the any users or for any specific reasons. Okay, let's start it and see how fast and we can finish this. So I have my computer and I think I have two hard disks in it. So one way I can check is fdisk -L or -L or -L. And here you can see the information. There is one hard disk we call SDB, which is 10 gigabyte, and there's another hard disk, it's 10 gigabyte. These two hard disks are not partitioned and need to be partitioned. And there's SDA, which always we consider SDA in Red Hat Linux as a local server. So this one is already partition format, which we have a system, so we always SDAs be like that. So I'm sorry. Basically, we work on these two hard disk here, 10 gigabyte and 10 gigabyte. We put them as very small amount because just for the training purpose. So we're going to partition them, and let's check these two device as well, fdisk -L and dev SDB. So as you see, this one allocated about 10.7 gigabyte, but not partition, not format, nothing. And also maybe gonna be same thing for SDC. Yes, exactly for them. So let's start partition these two hard disks. So this time, instead of I go STB first, instead of -L, just fdisk /dev/STB, and the command start for partitioning this this disk. So I just go N for the new partition, and default P, I got two primary partitions, and number one, and first sector whatever default is, and the last sector I want to make this, because there's a 10 gigabyte, make the first one 5 gigabyte or 5G, and this one created. Let's go P to print it and see. Yes, SDB1 is created. So we go, this is still not saved, so we go new partition. Again, it's a primary partition, and number 2 first sector default, and whatever is left, about 5 gigabyte and some, will be left. So again we print them, and now we have SDB1, SDB2. There's 2 partitions. It's ready to be created, and we type W and it's created. Let's check if they are created. So fdisk, I just go fdisk -L, and let's see. Yes, these 2 partitions are created. That fast and that easy. Let's do the same thing for SDC. So we go fdisk/dev/SDC, which is the 3rd hard disk we have. And now again we repeat the same procedure we did for the SDB. So create a new partition, primary partition number 1, and give first sector as whatever is default. The default means I'm doing enter, so just go at default. And the last sector, this one, 5G. Make sure you type it. Oh, okay, I did it wrong. Hopefully help me. I'm sure it give me error. Okay. Okay, partition 1 set as 10 gigabyte, which I don't want it, so I type M, and I want to see which one is deleted. I'm sure it's D, so I just go D, and partition 1 is deleted. So now we go again, do it one more time, new primary partition number 1, first whatever it is, and then plus 5 and capital G. That means 5 gigabyte will be this partition. So create it, and this one created. Let's go print it. Yes, it's create. It's drafted actually. It's not created because it will not be created until we type W. So new, because the rest of 5 gigabyte, so primary, and this one is number 2, first and last, whatever is left is last, which is 5 gigabyte. So we print it again, and now we have 2 partitions in SDC, and we write them. Okay, now we create all 4 partitions according to the roadmap we had here. Sorry, this picture has websites, but we just go it for the training purpose. So these 2 hard disks and these 4 partitions are created: SDB1, SDB2, SDC1, SDC2. And now we're going to make a volume group. So let me clear this. Okay, let's check actually if this partitions already listed. So fdisk L, oh, I type it wrong, fdisk -L. Okay, if you go up, you see SDB1, SDB2, SDC1, SDC2, and SDA, which is local hard disk. Okay. I'm sorry. Now, next step for us to create a volume group for them. And to do that, to make a physical volume, we go with the PV create. So we type PV, no space, PV create, and now we mention all the partitions we want them to be in this PV create. So dev sdb1 space dev sdb2 space dev sdc1 space dev sdc2. So we put them all as in PV created and physical volume created for all these 4 partitions. And now according to our map, we are here. We are here actually. We are here, and now we have to make a volume group. So let's go do that one as well. To do volume group, we make him as VG create, and actually I have them all listed here. So instead of PV create, I make it as VG create, and then we name this volume group, and I just name it my underscore VG underscore Reza. So you see, I'm very optimistic about myself, so I always put my name everywhere. So the volume group successfully created. So I go one more time again on this VG create. That's a command to make a volume group, and then we name the volume group. We need this name in future when we make a logical volume group, and then all the partitions we want them in the logical volume group. Okay, we still do not format them, and we format at the end. So the next step for us is create a logical volume. So to do this, here it's actually we creating a partition. We specify a size for each one of them, and also we name each one of them. So let me again show you in this picture here. So we will be here, so creating. So here you see all 4 become 2 partitions, 2 logical. So we have total 20 gigabytes. So we can do the same, make them like a 210 gigabyte. So let's do that, and going here. And to do this, we do LV create and hyphen capital L for logical group, and then we give them the size we want. So we want this one 10 gigabyte, and because both of them 10 gigabyte, and then we name them. So logical value number 1, and then we name the group value or value group, which is my underscore VG underscore res. So volume group, I think I could make one mistake here, so let me double check. because I have to do LV create, which I did. Um, let me try one more time to see. Where is my mistake? LV create, that's L logical volume create hyphen L. Oh, okay. Okay, I forgot one thing. 10G, and I need to add a name for that, hyphen N, and then name it. So it will be LV create, that's a command, and then hyphen L, and then we specify a size 10 gigabyte, 5 gigabyte, that's all up to you. Then hyphen N, and then after hyphen N, we name it level LV1, that's what I make it, and then the name of a volume group that you want to use. Hopefully this one works. Still not trying that. Okay, that's created. Good. So we still have another 10 gigabyte left, so let's do that one as well. But this time we just change the name of the L logical value, LV value, to LV2. So, oh, okay. Okay, maybe because we both them 20 gigabyte and maybe you need specify less for that, because the 20 gigabyte was total size of the disks we have. So I make it 9 gigabyte, and let's see if it's work. Okay, yeah, 110 gigabyte on another 9 gigabyte. That was good point that we learned. So we can go like exactly by 20 gigabytes. So now we create our logical value, so we can format them now. So according to this map, we are here done, and we're going to the last step, which is to format them with the file system. So to doing that, we use mkfs, that's for make file system, and I give them ext4, which is very common in Linux, and the path to make this file system, which is dev, and my group value, which is my underscore vg underscore reza, and then the logical value lv1, and okay, it's done. And then I want to do the same thing for lv2. Okay, this one is done as well, and now we are almost done. I mean, we are completely done except mounting them in the new directory. So, and we allocate a user. So we are here, and after this LVM part, so all we gotta do is make dir slash dir1, or let's say p1 partition 1, or I want to do dir1. I'm feeling good dir1 in root, and then we create the same dir2, and then we mount them basically, and that's almost pretty much it. So let's do the mount, and we give the path for for it, dev, and then the name of the group, myvg Reza, and level 1 LV1, and we mount them to dir1. I think I may make a mistake somewhere. Yes, instead of underscore here. Okay, I want to do the same thing for LV2. Okay, both are mounted. And remember, this mounting is temporary. If you restart your computer or your Linux server, so the mounting point will be gone, but again the partitions and all the logical values stays the same, so you got to do that. And in the next video we're talking about how to permanently mount them, but just for the training purpose I just do this as a temporary mounting. And now let's check the disk. I think it was df-h, and you can see these two logical values are also added here. One is 8.8, the other one is 9.8, and you can see they are there as a partitions, as a space you can allocate any user to them. And okay, thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's a long video, 22 minutes, but hopefully it covers everything necessary to create a partition, mount a partition, and do the LVM part when we have two or more hard disks, and create a logical volume and create a group volume. Thank you very much.